Hey, I'm Adam from the Pursuit Counseling. As we turn the calendar from 2024, 2025, I wanted to look back at 2024 and share with you the content that I consumed throughout the year. Now, some of these might come as a surprise, and some of these, for those that know me, very much are not a surprise. So I'm excited to share with you the content that helped me throughout that year. Up first, Making It podcast with Jimmy DiResta, Bob Claggett, and David Picciuto. This podcast has been going on for over a decade, and I have known Bob for close to 20 years now. Believe it or not, at another time in my life, I used to play music, and Bob and we played on many stages together. Bob, Jimmy, and David are all YouTube creators. They all do something very similar, but they also do a lot of things very differently, which is problem solving. Each one of them looks at problems from a different perspective. So, as a professional counselor, I can be listening, and I do listen to a lot of podcasts and books about psychotherapy and theories, but I love listening to creators, especially makers, approach problem solving. Number two, Trust and Inspire by Stephen Covey. You might know the name Covey because his father was a very influential thought leader when it comes to organizational management. And in his book, Trust and Inspire, Stephen Covey addresses the difference between command and control leadership to trust and inspire leadership. As a person who owns their own private practice and a couple other businesses, I am always looking for ways to invest in my team and invest in them to become the best that they want to be for themselves as well as for my organization. I highly recommend this book. Number three, Fans First by Jesse Cole. I am from Savannah, Georgia, and if you have not heard of the Savannah Bananas, you need to check them out. Check them out on any social media, but particularly YouTube, where you can watch all of their baseball games live. And Jesse Cole, he took baseball to the next level to make it fun for the fans and also provide excellent baseball with a twist. And the way Jesse does that is through looking at the greatest show in sports, as he calls it, to give the fans what they pay for and that much more. He's always looking for ways to level up. He's always looking for ways to inspire. And he's always keeping in mind that it might be someone's first experience with the Savannah Bananas. And so he wants to make sure that everybody in their organization, from on the field to serving hot dogs to the parking penguins, you got to listen to the book to hear more about that, that they are all giving every fan the experience that they want to receive if they were coming to the game for the first time. Number four, Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson. Now, I've talked several other podcasts about my philosophy about ready, fire, aim, and a lot of it comes from this book, and a lot of it comes from my real world experience, just being as a person who loves to fail, and I love to fail small, so I don't have to fail very big. In this book, Michael gives a lot of information about how to scale businesses through his approach of ready, fire, aim. And it was actually really helpful for me in my work with my therapist as I process through my thoughts around my leadership style and my way of living of ready, fire, aim. I think that that book will add a lot of value to you if you're a business owner. Up next, Traumatized by Katie Morton. So this is a book that would be very typical coming from a psychotherapist, especially someone that works with trauma. So Katie is a YouTube creator, she's a therapist, and she's an author. And in her book, Katie talks about trauma and breaks it down in a very accessible way for clients. So I recommend this book to a lot of my clients as they're trying to understand the traumas that we're processing in therapy. Up next, I believe this is number 6, Main Street Millionaire by Cody Sanchez. A lot of you know that I'm a real estate investor and a licensed real estate agent in the state of Georgia. That's my hobby. As a therapist, especially someone that works with complex trauma, I'm working with clients for a very long period of time. And so over the years, I found that real estate investing is one way that I can frankly say, I can solve a problem in 90 days or less. And so, real estate investing and buying rental properties is an area that I'm really passionate about, which means that I'm learning a lot from contractors and other home remodeling vendors. And I've helped my brother in law and several other people start construction companies through encouragement to them. And Main Street Millionaire is an excellent resource if you're in that home industry or if you're in the small business acquisition part of the world. So, Cody is an excellent thought leader. She believes that spending time with people that are way smarter than you is an essential tool for success. And Cody, that's one of the main reasons why you're on my number 6 list for 2024. That is something that I took away. I want to spend time with a lot of people that are smarter than me. Number 7, anybody that's spent any amount of time with me, whether in the counseling room or in the community, you know that I love Meet Kevin on YouTube. MEET Kevin on YouTube. Every day he does a market open live stream. He's a real estate investor. He is a financial expert. He's interviewed all the time on mainstream media, and he makes understanding personal finance and real estate investing very accessible. When I started investing in real estate, he was one of the main reasons that I got into doing that. And I continue to listen to him and watch him on a regular basis. His personality is extremely out there. His energy is high and he turns everything up to 11. But that's part of what I like about him. Number 8, the Pratherics on YouTube. Now, I don't know if you've ever dreamed of owning a castle or a convent in France. Until I started watching the Pratherics, I never dreamed of doing that. It is a renovation channel. They have a convent, they have chateaus, and they've got some mansions. And I get to watch them when I'm relaxing in the evenings or on Saturday morning and watch them do some renovations. And it is beautiful to watch. I really don't know if in my future I will be doing that, but it's just that channel, it's heartwarming, it's great. Again, I can see progress over time, and that's really helpful for me and something I enjoy watching. So check out the Pratherics on YouTube. Number 9, Steven Wilson Jr. He's a musician, and I have thoroughly enjoyed him in 2024. He put out a record called Son of Dad, and over the year in my Spotify and Apple Music roundups, he was at the top of the charts. So why did I put Steven Wilson Jr. in a musician in my content for 2024? Not just because I listened to him the most, but if you have not done so, listen to his record, Son of Dad, Steven Wilson Jr. That's PH, Steven with a PH, and Jr. at the end. There's another Steven Wilson, so don't get them confused. What I like about Steven Wilson Jr., he wrote his record, Son of Dad, after his father passed away. It is a 22 or 23 song record, a double record, that is his only release, and it is his way of processing grief. There we go. That's why I included it. As a therapist, I love learning from people that process grief in different ways. And Steven did that through writing an album. So listen to the record, but also there are several interviews that are out there where he's talking through the inspiration and the stories behind the songs. And if you know me, and as you get to know me from watching my content, I love music. I love the way that people attack their instruments, create the tone, the melodies, and the lyrics. Every layer of the music is important. If it makes you feel, I'm in for it. And number 10, Huberman Lab podcasts. My team at the Pursuit Counseling, my clients, whenever they're walking into the office in our waiting room, 4 out of 5 days, we have a Huberman Lab podcast playing on the TV in our waiting room. Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist, and he is dedicated to making science accessible to the average person. He does a lot of great interviews, does a lot of great education, and does a lot of that without judgment. He says, here is the information, do with it what you want. He does have a lot of great resources at his website. And if you haven't listened to the Huberman Lab podcast, I highly recommend you doing it. So there we are. There's my top 10 pieces of content that I consumed in 2024. And most of these I listened to or watched every week, different episodes, revisiting parts of books, listening to music. And I look forward to all of these opportunities each week as I'm on a run, as I'm at the gym, as I'm walking around the neighborhood or driving. This is what I'm consuming. I look forward to talking with you in the next video.